Okay, so if you see the title, you know what's about to happen. Boruto to Blue Vortex chapter 34. Now, not too much happened in this chapter. I'm not gonna lie, man. Like, I was amped, especially like the way last chapter ended. I was amped for this chapter, but not really. Look, two to three things that were really interesting happened in this chapter. I'm just going to talk about those three things, and we're gonna keep it pushing. All right. So subscribe, like, comment, share, do the most. First thing, the chapter starts right with Boruto, right, holding Mamushi's thorn bulb in his hand, and he revealed something that was very interesting, right? So the what he revealed is that if the thorn bulb, right, is not used within minutes, it actually will rot. You start to wonder, it's just like, okay, wait a minute. So if the thorn bulb is not used within minutes, it rots. That's one. Two, he says, if the thorn bulb is not used on the person that the divine tree is molded on, the person dies. Okay, at that point, right, my ears opened up a bit more, right? At that point, my ears opened up a bit more. I was like, wait a minute, bro. Sasuke is alive right now. Well, we think he's alive. Well, it looked like he was alive, right? Who did Boruto kill to get the thorn bulb to keep Sasuke alive? Because mind you, right, or Sasuke would have also vanished, right? I forgot his name at the end. The guy, the old man, right, who Boruto wanted to save at the end. He was about to die. He was about to evaporate, right? Kashin Koji told him, it was like through the toad, right, on his shoulder. It was like, yo, never mind this guy. He was a bad guy anyway. Now at least you get to see what happens when a soul evaporates. And then the old man, right, who was linked to that divine tree, evaporated. You kind of ask him, like, wait a minute, who did Boruto kill to get the thorn bulb to keep Sasuke alive? That's a good question right there, right? So things kind of get interesting, right? So it's like, oh, wait a minute. So Boruto is like that, bro. Boruto is like that. So he already killed one of these divine tree people. Would you call them Mototsukis? Well, they're trying to become Mototsukis. But those guys, right? The Mamushis and them. And for us, like, we're like, okay, these are all the people. But from Boruto's explanation, right? If the thorn bulb is not used within minutes, it rots. If it's not used on the person that the divine tree was molded on, that person dies. Very important information right there. The second thing that was interesting that happened is it confirms my, not a theory, because it's not really like a theory, it's actually a fact. When a Uchiha uses the Mangekyo Sharingan, they become blind over time, right? They start to become blind. And then I posed that question, right, like on my previous on the chapter 33 review. And somebody on TikTok was like, well, it's not like her mother does not use the 100 healing jutsu. It's not like she can't teach her that X, Y, and Z. Well, guess what? Her mother herself, right? Sakura said, hey, the more you use this Mangekyo Sharingan, the more blind you're going to become. She's already becoming blind. So now, granted, maybe they want to slowly introduce that option, right? Maybe they want to slowly introduce that option. They don't want to right away just say, hey, you know what? You could, heal yourself doing this and this and this and this. So sure, maybe they have yet to introduce that option. But what would be interesting is that if they don't, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't want Sarah to go blind, but I don't want that as an option. It's just too easy. These kids these are hybrid kids, bro. Like, they too strong. They have too much flipping options. It's way too easy. It'll be way too easy. Whose eyes is Sarada going to use to not go blind, right? That's what I want. I don't want her to just be like, okay, cool, let me just learn this 100 healing jutsu from my mother and then heal myself. No, this is too easy, bro. Like, no, don't do that. If that's how it's going to go, whack, boo. The third thing was at the end, right? Really looks like Boruto can really like, throw hands, and it looks like Boruto's not afraid of Code. Like it actually looks the opposite. It's like Code just keeps running away from Boruto. So that's the third thing interesting that happened. Now is it? I guess we'll see. We'll see next chapter. We'll see how things kind of like go. But those are the three things I would say that really stood out in this chapter. Not much happened, but that's pretty much it.